Jimmy Kimmel got cancelled and he is seething. He's not a happy boy, and either are the usual suspects on the left. And I could not give up. I was about to swear, but it's the start of a YouTube video. I mean, these are the people who cheered on the cancellation of anyone slightly to the right of Vladimir Lenin for the last, 10, 20 years? But all of a sudden it's, what's happened to free speech in this country? They're all free speech warriors when it's their guy. I just find it absolutely hypocritical. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's go! So as you're probably aware, it all started with this clip, filmed mere days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
I mean, I don't even have to go into how ridiculous that is. You get it. Why would a MAGA guy assassinate someone who was instrumental in the election of Donald Trump? It doesn't make sense. It's just blatant bullshit, obviously. But what's happened here, as far as I can tell, is a company called Sinclair Broadcast Group and a company called Nexstar Media Group, who are affiliate carriers, if you like, of the ABC network, got together and said, hey, ABC, this is ridiculous. We're not going to air the Jimmy Kimmel Show anymore. Now, Sinclair and Nexstar have got a fuckload of regional channels. These are the people who take the Jimmy Kimmel Show to ordinary Americans. And ordinary Americans aren't buying this shit. So Sinclair and Nexstar have laid the law down to ABC. ABC's owned by Disney, and Disney, along with ABC, have said, listen, Kimmel, you're fucking axed, or what do they call it? Preempted in TV talk. So he's not fired, he's still getting a salary. I mean, his contract is due to expire next year. So whether that's renewed or not, I mean, I would highly doubt it. His ratings, like most of these lefty late night shows, are in the fucking gutter. So it all seems pretty cut and dry. This guy's ratings are tanking. The TV stations are sick of his shit. I mean, Nexstar even put out a statement that says Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Charlie Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse. And we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located. The bone of contention, I suppose, the thing that's spurring on all these lefties' conspiracy theories, is an appearance on the Benny Johnson podcast by Brendan Carr. Now, Brendan Carr is the head of the FCC, and he went on to Benny Johnson's show and said, listen, this Jimmy Kimmel guy, he's no good. He's spinning this shit about the Charlie Kirk assassin. It's bullshit. He should pull his fucking head in, or we, just maybe, the FCC might have to do something about this. But as far as I'm aware, there's no official communication. There's no official correspondence, there's no official warning from the FCC to the ABC or to Disney or to anyone like that. This isn't some official government action. The FCC guy went onto a podcast and said, this fucking stinks. Now, part of the FCC's role is to protect the public interest when it comes to TV, radio, shit like that. On the other hand, you've got the First Amendment, so it is a bit of a grey area. But I don't think Brendan Carr's appearance on the Benny Johnson podcast is really the catalyst for this happening. I mean, I read in the New York Post, local TV giant Sinclair demands Jimmy Kimmel make direct apology to Charlie Kirk's family and donate to TPUSA. It goes on to say that Sinclair vowed not to return Jimmy Kimmel's show until formal discussions are held with ABC regarding the network's commitment to professionalism and accountability. It also says, just as an aside, that Jimmy Kimmel is fucking mad. The comedian was reportedly absolutely fucking livid upon learning he was being sidelined. Jimmy is pissed over the decision to suspend him and the show, and he isn't going to take this lightly, as he is actively looking for ways to get out of his contract, a source said, with another insisting they've never seen Kimmel this angry. So Sinclair are leaving the door open here. They're saying the guy done fucked up. He's got to make an apology and he's got to donate to TPUSA, which I find hilarious. But Jimmy Kimmel is refusing to do that because he's a bullheaded leftist fuckwit. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this isn't some government fucking conspiracy. This isn't Big Brother putting the boot on fucking Jimmy Kimmel's neck. This is the people who pay his wages realizing that he's so out of touch, so full of shit, that the broader population just won't fucking take it anymore. I mean, if the guy was breaking records as far as ratings are concerned, maybe they'd look the other way, but he's not. And it's fascinating to watch. Like I said, these motherfuckers are so hypocritical. When it comes to their guys, their free speech warriors. If it's anyone else, like I said, if it's anyone else to the right of fucking Vladimir Lenin, they could not give a fuck. Stephen Colbert got the shits up. He had a little whinge about the Kimmel situation.
Tonight, we are all Jimmy Kimmel. I still have a show, though, right?
Well, until May next year, you fucking loser. Colbert goes on to talk about how this is one big government conspiracy. This is the FCC. This is Donald Trump putting the boot down on fellow leftist gutter slut propagandist Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, where were you, Stephen Colbert? Where were you? A few years ago when the Biden administration were colluding with social media companies to take down ordinary, everyday Americans' opinions on COVID-19. I'll tell you where you fucking were. You were here.
The vaccine.
Where were you when the Biden regime launched the Disinformation Governance Board? Basically, the Ministry of Truth. Remember that? It was like actually a Ministry of Truth to tackle misinformation about Russian collusion and the border crisis. And not only was it their job to tackle misinformation and disinformation, but malinformation. Fucking malinformation. Remember that term? Malinformation is basically the truth, used in a harmful way. Hate facts. Those pesky hate facts. He was nowhere. He didn't say a fucking thing. But the Jimmy Kimmel situation is just a travesty. Then you got old Camel Toe Harris. She came out recently. Rolling Stone says Kamala Harris blasts Trump admin's assault on free speech after Kimmel suspension. Rewind a few years. Here she is calling for the suspension of Donald Trump's Twitter account. Free speech for me, but not for thee. These motherfuckers are the biggest hypocrites known to man. Then you got old Timmy Tampons in the boys' toilets Walz. He was fucking mad too.
If you ever wondered how democracy dies, you're witnessing it. And I know people are watching a football game tonight and we'll kind of sleepwalk through this thing, but
don't remind them. We got him here.
One of the most outrageous affronts. Yeah, well, right. It's one of the most outrageous affronts on this. This is North Korea style stuff.
But just listen to what old Timmy Boy said a few years and a few Ozempic refills ago.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
And then, of course, we've got the Kimster himself. He hasn't been shy about celebrating, about being gleeful about other people getting fired, especially if they're on the right. Here he is talking about the firing of Tucker Carlson.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson. After all these years, they are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock this is.
Then you got the time he gloated about the firing of Roseanne Barr.
The biggest story of the day today was Roseanne. Roseanne, you're not going to believe this, but she tweeted something outrageous. I know, yeah, right. The president did it too. It's crazy. Anyway, ABC decided to cancel their highest-rated show, Roseanne, following a tweet in which Roseanne compared an African-American woman, a former advisor to President Obama, to an ape, which did not sit well with ABC management or anyone with a brain, really.
Yeah, I remember that. And the funny thing about that was it was leftists, right? It was lefties who made the link between black people and apes. Because, I mean, objectively, come on. I mean, look at the comparison. I said this at the time. Roseanne kind of had a point, and she thought the bitch was white.
I thought the bitch was white! God damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
Then we got Kimmel talking about how shocking it is, how offensive it is that people would spread misinformation about the attack on Paul Pelosi. I mean, this is the guy who refuses to back down, refuses to apologize, refuses to correct the record, even when he's got his lucrative fucking gig on the line.
An 82-year-old man has been attacked in his bed, in his home, by a person who obviously has some problems, and our first reaction isn't, oh my goodness, even if they're lying, even if they're pretending to have concern, how can the reaction possibly be? How can we move so quickly to smearing these people, to trying to create some, and by the way, now that the police report is out, I haven't exactly seen Elon Musk or Donald Trump or Donnie Jr. correcting them and saying, oh my goodness, now that we read the facts of the story, certainly we feel terrible that we spread these vicious lies around.
So I've probably missed a bunch of stuff here. I kind of put this video together in a hurry. I suppose we'll hear from the big man himself. Let's hear from Donald Trump.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
I'm not too sure how to end this video. I suppose I'll give you the old Philip DeFranco treatment. What do you guys reckon? Leave a comment down below. Do you think this is a government overstep? Do you think this is the government or a government department stifling the free expression of a poor defenseless late night host? Or do you think he fucking had it coming? Because I think he fucking had it coming and he can suck a big bag of dicks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know what it's like to live with the threat of government censorship. In Australia, we've got this lady called the E-Safety Commissioner, and it's not a nice feeling. But I don't think this is a case of government censorship. I just don't. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Recession!